So it's now 8:15 and I finally have booked an appointment for my first dose this coming Saturday. And now I have to get ready for work. I totally forgot that my condo was doing some work on the pipes, or I don't know, the plumbing today. And there's no running water from 9 till 5 p.m. So a full day. Because I don't have water, I'm going to have to restrict how many times I go to the bathroom today, because it's going to be kind of gross and nasty. Ordered dinner from a place called Black Pho Bowl, and we haven't had pho in a really long time. There isn't really a lot of good pho places downtown. I asked my Vietnamese roommate, or former roommate, what was good there. These two dishes I have never had, but they're supposedly really good, and they're from my roommate's hometown of, I think, Hai Fun. But if it's not good, this is your fault, Anne. Yeah, and then we just got some pho. Okay, they gave us these two soups, and I don't know which one is which. But I guess it doesn't really matter because I won't know the difference anyways. Okay, I'm gonna have this red noodle first. I'm just gonna use my hands. It smells a lot like fish sauce. Mmm. I think they undercooked it just a little bit, but because it traveled all the way from Mississauga to downtown, the soup is not as hot as it probably normally would be, so I think it's a little bit hard, but so maybe I should just warm this up a little bit. Let me try this too. Mmm. It's a fish of... Mmm. This fish cake is really good. I think this is one of those dishes where you just have to eat it with your hands. I mean, anything deep fried, honestly, can't really go wrong. I think the broth is like a tomatoey light broth. Oh, there's a piece of deep fried salmon, some fish cake. I think this is lemongrass. This I think is dill. It's very light. I feel like this is one of those dishes I could eat for breakfast. I mean, I know Vietnamese people do eat noodle soups for breakfast. These Vietnamese fish cakes are very meaty. I don't know what this vegetable is though. I don't know that I've ever had it. Oh, this dish, by the way, is called bun, I don't know, Bunchaca, bun cha ka. So out of all the three soups that we had, the pho, the bun cha ka, okay, I'm not gonna try the last one. It was ba dan something. Anyways, well, I only ate half of that first one, like the red noodle, because the soup wasn't hot enough, so I feel like the noodles were a little undercooked, that it wasn't that enjoyable. So I'm gonna have that for lunch tomorrow. I think I did enjoy that one the most, although it was very, very fish saucy and quite heavy, but I prefer a stronger soup base. The pho was really good too. The pho was good, right? Yeah, the pho was good, but the pho wasn't that strong. It was like a lighter pho. Oh, and the deep fried pancakes were A+. I don't know why it's just 1. Like downtown Toronto just does not have enough good Vietnamese food. Oh, did I ever mention that this restaurant was in Mississauga? Yeah, so last night I discovered that this restaurant was on Uber Eats for delivery from Mississauga. The delivery fee was obviously ridiculous, but we ordered a lot of food, so it kind of made it worthwhile, and the drive from Mississauga is probably like 40 minutes from here without traffic, like to the restaurant, because it's not right off of the highway either. So I feel like for, I think it was a $9 or $8 delivery fee, I think it was pretty worth it. Uber Eats needs to get onto the like those Chinese food delivery models where you congregate deliveries that are far distance restaurants that have high volumes to, you know, places like downtown, for instance. They need to do that. So if you can congregate a bunch of restaurants and do like 2 deliveries a day, then you can drive down the prices a lot. Like on these Chinese food apps, you can order food from all the uptown restaurants in Richmond Hill and Markham that are like 20-30 kilometers away, but you barely have to pay any delivery fees because, you know, you have hundreds of people ordering every day, and there's only 2 delivery times, so you can only order for lunch or dinner. I think for most people that's not that big of a deal because, you know, you probably eat at normal times. We're currently on our way to get our vaccine, except our appointment is in like 5 minutes, and we're probably at least 20 minutes away, which means we may or may not be able to get our vaccine today. There's been an accident, and we've been stuck in traffic for the last 20 minutes. Yep. We've just gotten our vaccine, and I followed our friend's advice, swinging your arms right after. I did not feel any side effects yet, but I will report back. The whole process took probably, including like the wait time, because after you get your shot you have to wait about 15 minutes in their waiting room. The whole process took probably 25 minutes, including that 15 minutes of waiting. You know, there were just a couple of stations where they asked you a lot of screening questions about where you've been in the past 14 days, if you had any symptoms. The actual shot itself, I think it's less painful than the flu shot, which I got last year because of COVID. In order to like not overwhelm the healthcare system, they recommended that everyone get the flu shot, so I did get that. Honestly, I'm so happy that I finally am vaccinated. Like, I've been waiting for this day for months, like ever since I guess the beginning of last year when they started the vaccine rollout. I didn't think it would be this early, actually. I realistically thought that for me, my first shot would probably be like July or August. Yeah, I mean, not that my behavior is going to change by any means, and it doesn't sound like Ontario is going to lift their lockdown procedures anytime soon. But, you know, there's like a certain burden that's been just lifted, you know? Now you don't feel as at risk, and there's a sliver of hope that potentially we could travel by the end of this year. My second appointment's in August, and that's not too far away. So I will report back, I guess tomorrow or maybe tonight if I feel any symptoms. So it's just bedtime now, and I'm about to change to go to bed. My arm feels a little bit more sore than it was this afternoon. Like I said, both of my arms are sore from working out yesterday for the first time in like 5 months. But in the area where I got the shot, if I squeeze it, there's a bit of soreness, tenderness, like the sensation is different, a little bit different. Nothing intolerable by any means, but I don't know. From what I've heard from a lot of people, it's that the second day is worse. So so hopefully it's not too bad. on earth do we get there? Have to walk all the way over there. So good. We biked for like 30 minutes and then we waited 20 minutes in line to get McDonald's. Yeah, that was the least efficient McDonald's I have ever seen.